All right, I'm kind of doing a freestyle one. So basically, yeah, people take life for granted and as a joke. I might have talked about certain stuff about this too, but I'm kind of do my a more like different version of it, I guess too. But like yeah, it's like people taking life as a joke and people taking it for granted. Like you gotta understand, like you know, even with all the like the stress out of life too, like you understand, like people take everything in life for granted. People take everything in life for granted. Like, and here's the thing, like, thing I, me, like, I can speak for myself, man. Like, do I take life for granted? No, I don't. I don't. But the thing is, like, you can't appreciate life when you drug the fuck up on medication. Like, the way they drugging me the fuck up on medication, I can't enjoy nothing. So that's kind of what I want to say about that. Is like, you know, but yeah, it's like other than that, I don't really take life for granted because I'm doing the most for God's kingdom, for the real black Jesus, for the God of Israel. You know, I'm doing the most I can do for all those things. So it's like, and it's crazy because like when you're on these heavy drugs, these demonic drugs, it squeezes the life out of you. It squeezes the joy out of you. It gives you no pleasure in anything. So it's like, yeah, I can't enjoy I can't enjoy me taking life serious. I can't enjoy it. I can't enjoy it's because these medications are purely witchcraft based and demonic. So it's like it's a setup. It's a setup, and that's what these medications do. And it's sad because if you don't have nobody that cares about your suffering, nothing's gonna change. You gotta understand there's a bunch of witch doctors, a bunch of, witch people in the community. If they don't care about my suffering, you understand, like, what's the point of living if you can't enjoy life? See what I mean? There's no point in living then. So why the hell? So they have me drugged up to where like I can't enjoy life. But at that point, what's the point of living if I can't enjoy shit because it got me drugged up? So I want to get that out of the way. But other than that, like taking life for granted and taking life as a joke, those people that do that to me is taking me for granted, taking my spirituality for granted, and that's why they drugging me up because they taking life as a joke and they taking me for granted. They taking God's people for granted. They take God's people as a joke. If I'm telling them, oh, God does not want me drugged up on medication, they're like, oh, let's do the total opposite of understanding Casey's suffering on the medication. Yeah, that's it. They don't care about my suffering on the medication. They don't, because they straight up satanic. They straight up demonic. All they care about is, oh, let's you know uh proving a point that they are in control and that my views don't matter in God, that God's views don't matter. That's the point they're trying to prove. The point they're trying to prove is that the truth doesn't matter, God's truth doesn't matter, the real black Jesus doesn't matter, I don't matter. That's basically what they're trying to prove, is a point that God doesn't matter. They're trying to act like Jesus, the real black Jesus, doesn't matter. They're trying to act like the truth doesn't matter. So of course, if they don't look at the truth, they'll never do us right. They'll never do us right because they're not looking at the truth. They're not looking at the reality of everything. So of course they're gonna take me for granted. You understand? Drugging me up does nothing but make me suffer, bro. I'm trying to tell you, like, these medications do nothing but make you fucking suffer. It's torture. It's fucking torture shit. So for them to drug me up over nothing, over absolutely nothing, like, come on, come on, over the most pettiest fucking shit ever, over the most pettiest fucking shit ever, I'm being drugged up. No, this needs to be talked about because they're drugging me up over some petty ass shit. Petty ass shit. Petty ass shit. Never been harmful to nobody, never even attacked nobody, never physically attacked nobody or anything like that, or put myself in harm's way. Never did. Never did. So for them to drug me up and assume that, oh yeah, Casey's just out here being on some crazy shit. No, they are now that's what I gotta say too, is like they are psychotic, bro. These people are so psychotic. They doing the same thing to me that was done to Jesus. They doing the same thing to me that was done to Jesus. They don't reflect on nothing. So they take life as a joke and they take life for granted because they don't reflect on shit. They like, okay, what we say is the truth and there's no if and buts about it. You do not have no voice. You do not have no freedom to shit. So there's no freedom to do anything. That's the point. That's the point though. That's how the devil has it set up with his people. Now these people, they are chosen by the devil. They are Satan's people. So because you gotta understand, like, how can you see someone suffer and you want them to suffer? Like, you just want them to suffer. And if they're speaking out, crying out for help, oh, let's just drug them the fuck up and make them suffer even more and more and more. Like, logically, that's just demonic. That's demonic. Instead of accepting reality for what it is about me, oh, let's just, or any of God's chosen people, you gotta understand, because we in the spirit. It has nothing to do with, oh yeah, we're on some crazy type shit. No, it's called we are in the spirit of God. We are working with the Holy Ghost and Holy Spirit type shit. We follow the real black Jesus. We follow the truth. So to over petty little shit, like, come on, come on. And even then, like, come on, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Um, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Um, we're gonna get into detail with this. We're gonna get into detail. We're gonna get into detail. We're gonna explain something. So how this I'm gonna explain this whole mental health shit that's going down with this shit that with me too. My ass are already like I'm gonna be honest. I'll be honest, man. It's a money situation. It's a money situation. Like to think that, let's kind of see. I mean, let's say this. Let's say this. I'm tripping right now, but I'm trying to think of how I'm gonna explain this. So let's say, like, okay, the past stuff, whatever I've done in the past, whatever the fuck. Okay, I had a situation in school where I preached the truth, and people didn't like it. God told me to preach the truth in the school. People didn't like it. So there's that situation. There's a situation where I was homeless in Battle Creek, and I had no support, so I went to LA to get some support. Which obviously whatever. But yeah, I was saying this is all character development type stuff. So for me to, like, character develop, that's what it is. That's what it is. Like, so what I'm gonna say about that is just character development stuff. I'm gonna say that. And now how this all started, we're gonna get to that. We did what we did. I did what I did to I I don't know if I should say it, but I'm gonna say I'm tripping right now, but no, I'm just gonna say, like, I really, okay, let's talk about this. Let's talk about how this went down. It was a money situation. I wasn't happy about not being independent. I was like 15. Was I 15? I was like 15 years old. 15 years fucking old. It was about money. I didn't have like my independence. I wanted to be away from everybody and have my own shit popping and going. So now, like, now that's kind of cleared up. Let's see. Everything I did was basically centered around my independence, me being independent. So all the so-called whatever episodes, whatever you want to call episodes, was character development. Okay, I'm not trying to say it like that, but like I'm just saying like it was character development. But um see, no, but like no, I'm just saying like okay, so definitely character development. But at the same time, I did what I did, the whatever the hell, being tested by God. I'm gonna say it, I was tested by God with some stuff. God was testing me with stuff. So here's the thing. Now, like, this is where it gets crazy. God was putting me to the test. God was putting me to the test. I'm gonna say for what it is. God was putting me to the test, and I had a spiritual experience with God. God put me to the test. For y'all who read the Bible, for y'all who know about God and stuff, God is on some extra crazy shit. You know that already. But God put me to the test, and you understand what I was going through, which was not really like anything like too
What's up, bro? How
what
you
I
doing?
mean, like wasn't too crazy, but like, cause you understand, like I was not like, you know, I'll be honest, like I was not mentally like, like I'll be honest, like I wasn't mentally like 100% there, but at the same time, like, cause God was testing me, God was putting me through some tests, so and God was showing me something like different and stuff too, like God was showing me something different about the spirit and stuff like that, different spiritual experiences. Um and these are things you gotta, like certain people, you can't tell these people about your spiritual experiences because they're gonna be like, oh, you nutty and crazy type shit, and you need to be locked in a mental hospital, shit like that. So you can't even explain this shit to your family or to anybody what spiritual experiences you went through, because they're not gonna believe it, because they are programmed by the world to just be all demonic. So I was heavy in the spirit. I'm gonna say it like that. I was heavy in the spirit. God was testing me with shit, heavy in the fucking spirit. Now, what am I supposed to do? Like, I had no choice. You gotta understand. Like I said, like if y'all read the Bible, y'all know how God get down. Y'all know how God gets like, like really fucking like crazy and shit. God gets really fucking crazy. Like for example, like what was that dude, Abraham or something or whatever. I don't want to compare that. That's not the best example, but like, but yeah, God basically, you understand how God operates. So I was put to the test, and I was heavy in the spirit. So of course it's gonna look hella fucking crazy, because you in the spirit and God is showing you different shit in the spirit. How do you feel so many different ways? And then you being tested. So that's kind of what I want to say about that. And then yeah, so like definitely was being tested by God. Definitely was being tested by God. And the thing about it, like that explains everything. But now there's this whole thing about you know allowing Satan to have access to me because of that. You gotta understand, like with the whole medication crap. Now it's this whole thing. Okay, you got the society has to let or whatever. What do you want to call them? The society, the witch doctors, the whatever the fuck, and people around. They don't understand spiritual stuff. They either secretly spiritual, or they're just spiritually fucking dead. So they're not going to understand all that spiritual stuff. So if I'm out here explaining certain spiritual shit, they're going to twist everything up and say, oh, Casey's this, Casey that. Not even recognizing that I was heavy in the spirit and I was being tested by God type stuff. They didn't recognize that. They didn't recognize that. So because you understand, these people are straight up sent by Satan. So if they're sent by Satan, they're not going to understand, okay, Casey has some spiritual experiences. Casey went through all these different, spiritual experiences. So now there's this thing about, okay, the test is over. The test is over. Now that the test is over, they still go on with this shit. They still go on with this shit. So I don't know. That's kind of what I want to say too. Is like, whew, I just gotta explain this the best I can, because like, but yeah, now now that's kind of what it is. That's kind of what it is. It's just the spiritual experiences and stuff too, and being tested. And I kind of like, I'll be honest. God is not, like, people gotta understand what God is. So it's like, but that's kind of what I want to say about that, just to clear that up. And then there's also yeah, like that's kind of what goes to that like, I don't want to say it, but like that, but like what was it, delusions or some stuff. I'll be honest, I wasn't even concluding that, okay, this is like, like whatever you want to call it, like, was like, I'm not gonna say it, but like, this is what they think is some type of psychosis or some type of like whatever the fuck. But in all actuality, it was just me being into the spirit and God showing me different things in the spirit. But that's kind of what it was. And like, people not understanding that is what, you understand, like, there's so many different ways you can do to treat. Okay, Les Casey is in the spirit. So based on, and there's also like I said, the money situation too, that also that too, mixed in with that too. But like, there's certain things I was in the spirit, and then yeah, you gotta understand how that shit work, and that's the best way to really, like, you know discern through everything. But the fact that, these doctors are just straight up wicked, and they don't give a fuck. All they give a fuck about is making money and drugging you the fuck up. If they would just have a system in place that can, like, you know obviously, like, the without the whole the whole medicine bullshit, because like that really don't really, like, come on, that shit is nothing but torture. So it's like, that shit nothing but torture. So that's what I want to say about that. Um, and you understand, like, torture is not the solution when it comes to shit. Torture is not the solution. So I gotta say about that. Like, torturing somebody is not the solution to solve the issue. If the issue was, I was in the spirit, I didn't have whatever the fuck I wanted, but like, I wouldn't even say like the issue was me being in the spirit. It was just more like God was showing me certain things. Now you gotta understand how God works too. Like I said, like that. So then there's this whole thing about the, okay, like I said, the test is over, and then now they like basically attacking in certain ways that's kind of like manipulative, and different manipulations. Um, so yeah, that's kind of what it is. And there's other stuff in the situation too, but yeah, like, So that's kind of what I want to say about that. And it wasn't really nothing like, okay, like Casey is like, you know, like really like gonna like something bad gonna happen type stuff. No, because I learned from that test. The test was over, so I learned from the test. Okay, now let's move different. Now let's move different. And then, like I said, like there's the money situation where I went to LA to try to you know figure something out. I don't know, but like um kind of want to say about that. Like went to LA to try to figure something out. Um, with the whole thing of you know, but yeah. So that's kind of what it is too. And then there's this whole thing about the system. We already know how the system is set up. The system's set up because they want people, you know, going through all that stuff. They want people going through all that stuff. And yeah, I'm saying like they want people going through all that mess. And it's good for business. It's good for business too. So it's like, and then there's so many different spiritual sides of things to it that. But yeah, yeah, and now there's this thing. Does the medication heal you? No, it doesn't. It doesn't heal you. The medication doesn't heal you. It tortures you. So now let's say this. Let's say this. Let's say this. Let's say this. Now, by you feeling tortured, does that make you feel like less able or something? What I would say, less able to function? Yeah, it does. It can do that. It can do that. It can really like worsen your ability to function. So, is it healing you or is it worsening your function ability? I don't know, and that's what does. I don't know, but that's other stuff too. Um, but yeah, like I don't know how they think that works though too. But like, but ultimately it doesn't heal you. Like people think that heals you. No, that's not what. That doesn't do none of that. And now I'm gonna explain it. I'm gonna explain this because like either way, I'm gonna be in the spirit. Either way, I'm gonna be in the spirit. It's just the difference is on medication is you're gonna be tortured. So that's the only difference. That's the only difference. It doesn't change to help nothing. It doesn't help heal nothing. It doesn't help to if anything it just worsens your ability to function type stuff like and certain things too like it can really do that. So you kind of gotta have extra strength and stuff like that too. And then what else it's just you don't enjoy stuff. You don't enjoy stuff. So it's kind of like that's kind of what it does. It worsens your ability to enjoy life stuff or stuff like that. Like, and me, like I do stuff for God, so it kind of destroys my joy when it comes to the things of God type stuff. So it's like that's kind of what it does. Do you understand? But like, because that's like God telling me like, okay, Casey, you're not supposed to be on this shit. So but because that's what it does. That's what the witchcraft in it does. So now like it is not gets to the point. Okay, I'm kind of freestyling this. Like I said, I was at the beginning. At the beginning, I was freestyling this stuff, but like, um, that's like at the beginning. Okay, that's like at the. I can't even speak, man. I'm tripping. But yeah, like, shit, shit. But that's kind of what I want to say about that too. And then it doesn't even heal you. It doesn't even heal you. So I'll be honest. I'll be honest. It doesn't heal you. Um, so to think that okay, the medication is doing something to like no, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. It doesn't heal you. It doesn't heal you. So that's kind of what it is too. And yeah, you know. So the point is, does the medication take away some psychosis or something? I don't know. It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't take away psychosis or whatever you would call psychosis. It doesn't take. It doesn't take that away. It doesn't take that away. It doesn't. The medication can't do that. You know, you can't do that. You can't take away someone's, like, come on. Like, spiritual people know what I'm talking about when it comes to this stuff. Like, medication does not take away mental illness. I'm telling you what it is. It does not take away mental illness. It doesn't. Now, will it have you maybe like out of it type shit to where like you just out of it? I don't know. Like, some people, it can affect them differently, I guess, to make them out of it, but make them weak, make them I don't know. Like, it just gives them like less power type stuff, like, you know, type stuff. So it's like let's say someone like, yeah, this is crazy, but no, that's kind of what it is too. Like, it definitely like tries to take away from you. That's kind of what it tries to do. But I don't know. Like, I don't know how you would describe all that stuff. It's just like, it's very demonic stuff. Very demonic stuff that it does. It just tortures you to death, and you know, that's kind of what I want to say. What it does, it just gives you bad energy and tortures you to death. Now, does feeling shitty on this medication crap, does that stop you from, like, no, it doesn't stop shit. It doesn't stop shit, you know, because if it does not heal no mental illness. So now, and there's so many factors that get into everything too, because like to sit here and be like, oh yeah, you know, whatever, that's just crazy. That's just crazy. But now that's kind of what I want to say about that, is that it doesn't actually heal you. It never it has never healed me from any type of whatever the fuck, like, spiritual shit. It does not heal you from that stuff. So it's like, it doesn't. So what's the point of taking it if it doesn't heal me? Like, that's what I kind of gotta understand too. I mean, that's what I'm trying to say too, is like, yeah, the medication doesn't heal me. So it's like, from like having the spiritual stuff. So there's really no point in taking medication if it doesn't heal you. If it doesn't do nothing, what's the point of taking it if it doesn't do nothing but torture you? It doesn't make you better. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it does not, like, you understand. Well, my situation is the spiritual stuff. I'm spiritual into God. I'm spiritual into the truth. And it doesn't erase the Holy Ghost. I'm sorry. That's the issue. It doesn't erase the Holy Ghost. So, you know, that's just the truth. And yeah, it doesn't erase what do they call it? Like, because you understand, these people are very, like, it's very disturbing, like, these people for drugging me up when already knowing it's not gonna do nothing. It's not gonna do nothing but just torture you. So to sit here and say, oh yeah, it's stopping me from having an episode, no, because I might as well just say I have episodes every day then, even on the medication type stuff. So now to sit here and say it's gonna stop anything from, like, really, no, like, no, it hasn't stopped anything yet. The medication has not stopped me from having spiritual experiences, different spirits, being in the spirit with different things. The medication doesn't do that. All it does is make you feel like crap, make you feel like shit, and probably make you less active when it comes to everything too. Like, when it comes to shit, you know, and because you don't enjoy stuff, So, you know, I don't know, whatever it does. But, like, you know, that's kind of what I want to say about that. So I'm gonna do a part two to this one. Much love, peace.